For Harry Potter's whole life, he's been connected to the evil and dark Lord Voldemort. Throughout the Harry Potter film franchise, we learn bits and pieces about Voldemort, his childhood, and his transformation into the man whose name no one speaks.
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
When watching the movies in order, following his origins and rise to evil may feel complicated, so breaking things down in chronological order can give you a better idea of Voldemort's complete life and story. This is a cinematic timeline of Lord Voldemort's origins. Enjoy the video? Click subscribe! Now, let's dive right in.
Well, Neville, I'm sure we'd all be fascinated to hear what you have to say.
Through the Harry Potter books, we learn Voldemort was born in 1926 from a Muggle father and powerful Slytherin mother by the name of Merope Gaunt.
To her, the mixture of magical and Muggle blood is not an abomination, but something to be encouraged.
We get our first glimpse into the childhood of Voldemort in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince during a memory flashback Dumbledore takes Harry on. Here, the 11-year-old Voldemort is referred to as his birth name, Tom Riddle. Tom Marvolo Riddle, that is.
You can do things, can't you, Tom? Things other children can't.
I can make things move without touching them. I can make animals do what I want without training them. I can make bad things happen to people who are mean to me.
And lives in an orphanage because his mother died while giving birth and his father abandoned him. Unbeknownst to Dumbledore at the time, he is actually the one that begins Riddle's journey into darkness by revealing his wizard powers and inviting the young lad to attend school at Hogwarts Academy.
I can speak to snakes too. Is that normal for someone like me?
At the age of 16, we meet up with Tom Riddle again, just as the young teen begins exploring the dark arts and learning about the use of Horcruxes.
I read something rather odd about a bit of rare magic. It's called, as I understand it, a Horcrux.
A Horcrux is an object in which a person has concealed part of their soul.
Harry travels into Slughorn's memories multiple times to see how Tom Riddle gathered information and made his ultimate plan to live eternally and spread his body among 7 Horcruxes.
This is beyond anything I imagined.
Do you mean to say he succeeded, sir, in making a Horcrux?
Oh yes, he succeeded all right. But not just once.
Flashback to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to visit Tom Riddle's teenage form.
Are you a ghost? A memory, preserved in a diary for 50 years.
Through a mix of memories and diary entries, the manifestation of his body slowly regains power and form as Ginny Weasley becomes weaker. Through his final encounter with Harry, Tom Riddle reveals himself to be the younger version of Voldemort.
You're the heir of Slytherin. You're Voldemort. Surely you didn't think I was going to keep my filthy Muggle father's name.
Luckily, Harry vanquishes the teen form by destroying the diary, which is later to be revealed as one of the 7 Horcruxes. Through an off-screen transformation and experiments with the dark arts, Voldemort turns into the bald, snake-like creature we know the villain has become. On screen, the adult version of Voldemort is showcased in multiple flashbacks where Harry receives the signature lightning scar on his forehead.
That ain't no ordinary cut on your forehead, Harry. A mark like that only comes from being touched by a curse, and an evil curse at that.
In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, we only see the backside of Voldemort, but the flashbacks are expanded in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, where extended shots of the Potter parent murders are showcased.
Harry Potter, we meet again.
Voldemort.
Yes, you see what I've become.
We unravel Voldemort's next appearance at the end of the Sorcerer's Stone, where Harry comes face to face with Voldemort as he has manifested his soul and body into the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Quirrell.
Harry Potter, can't tell you how pleased I am to meet you.
Harry, this is Professor Quirrell. He'll be your Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
As Quirrell's turban unraveled, the disturbing face of Voldemort appeared on the back of his head. After Quirrell's defeat at the hands of Harry, Voldemort's soul left his body and returned to Albania.
Does that mean, with the stone gone that is, that Voldemort can never come back?
Oh, I'm afraid there are ways in which he can return.
Voldemort's journey as a villain is absent from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, but the character does make his presence known in a brief Easter egg. Early in the movie, the Gryffindor students must make their way past the singing fat lady with a special password. Look towards the bottom corner of the screen to witness Voldemort swaying his body to the awful singing.
Welcome, my friend. 13 years it's been, and yet, here you stand before me. I confess myself disappointed.
After spending years without a full body to call his own, Voldemort's dark return to the world comes in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Without hesitation, Voldemort has Cedric Diggory killed before confronting Harry. Using Harry's blood, Voldemort is able to regain his full size and become the Dark Lord he once was.
I'm going to kill you, Harry Potter. I'm going to destroy you. After tonight, no one will ever again question my powers.
Without wasting any time, he duels with Harry in a wizard's battle, ending in a draw and only setting the stage for their future battles to come.
Cornelius, I implore you to see reason. The evidence that the Dark Lord has returned is incontrovertible. He's not back.
In Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the existence of Voldemort's return is denied by everyone but Harry until a climactic battle towards the end of the movie.
He's back.
We get a glimpse at Voldemort's powers as he battles Dumbledore, using flames in the form of a giant snake, and numerous dark arts as Harry watches on. Through scheming and magic, Voldemort spends much of his time scheming behind the scenes to release and gather his followers known as the Death Eaters.
You're a fool, Harry Potter. And you will lose everything.
Throughout Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Voldemort schemes behind the scenes, enlisting Malfoy to kill Dumbledore, an act eventually executed by Snape.
Avada Kedavra.
Voldemort's plan slowly comes to fruition as he seeks out the ultimate power. Both Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 become the ultimate showcase for Voldemort's power and control. Set in the year 1998, Voldemort comes out of the woodwork to become the true face of evil for the wizard community.
I must be the one to kill Harry Potter.
After arresting muggles and killing many wizards, he seeks out the Elder Wand in an effort to finally kill Harry, and discovers it buried with Dumbledore.
The Elder Wand, the Cloak of Invisibility, and the Resurrection Stone. Together, they make one the Master of Death.
Voldemort takes siege of Hogwarts and seemingly kills Harry.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die.
Unbeknownst to the Dark Lord, however, the only thing he destroyed on Harry was the piece of his own soul, formed in the lightning bolt's scar.
I expect you now realize that you and Voldemort have been connected by something other than fate.
So it's true then, sir. A part of him lives within me, doesn't it?
You were the Horcrux he never meant to make, Harry.
With Harry presumed dead, a great battle begins at Hogwarts as the Death Eaters take on wizards like Neville Longbottom and Hermione Granger. Neville destroys the last of the Horcruxes, leaving Voldemort in a vulnerable state as he battles the newly revived Harry.
Why do you live? Because I have something worth living for.
Voldemort and Harry have one final confrontation during the Great Battle at Hogwarts, where Harry outsmarts the Dark Lord, destroying him once and for all and returning peace to Hogwarts and the wizard community.
The wand never belonged to Snape. It was Draco who disarmed Dumbledore that night in the Astronomy Tower. From that moment on, the wand answered him. Until the other night when I disarmed Draco.
So that means
It's mine.
Voldemort spent his whole life trying to be immortal, but died at the fairly young age of 71. Dumbledore, however, was well over 100 years old when he was killed.
You've been a good and faithful servant, Severus. But only I can live forever.
Our last vision of Voldemort showcases his body dispersing and dissolving as pieces float away into the sky. The ending is different than the books, where Voldemort's body was left intact. For that matter, which ending do you prefer? Should the film have left his dead corpse? Is Voldemort your favorite Harry Potter villain?
Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started it. Together.
Well, that's the whole video. Does our next chance of seeing more of Voldemort come in the form of the Fantastic Beasts film series? Do you think the character should be introduced again? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.